Jessica Easthope. Lent is a time for preparation for Christ's resurrection, but for hundreds in Brooklyn and Queens, they've been in a different kind of preparation for the past few months. They've been embarking on a journey to a new faith, and this past Sunday, they took one monumental step closer to Catholicism. Currents News' Katie Vasquez joins us now to explain. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Jess. This past Sunday was like a graduation. During the rite of election, hundreds of men, women, and children stood before Bishop Robert Brennan and said they have been taking their faith formation seriously and they are ready to be baptized come this Easter. These pews at Resurrection Ascension Church in Rego Park are not packed with parishioners. They're packed with soon-to-be Catholics like Aloyda Burlicue.
It's very exciting, like I'm almost there at the finish line.
Do you wish to enter fully into the life of the church through the sacraments of baptism, confirmation, and the Eucharist? We do.
Aloyda and hundreds of others have been studying the faith in the Diocese of Brooklyn's Order of Christian Initiation of Adults, or OCIA program. Sunday marked an important step in their faith journey. They participated in the rite of election, a time-honored ritual marking the church's election or choice of those deemed fit to receive the sacraments at the Easter Vigil.
I'm really looking forward to ending my journey with this, and then like a new journey begins.
In two services on Sunday, one for Brooklyn and one for Queens, Bishop Robert Brennan welcomed 447 catechumens, or people who have never been baptized.
When you see people who weren't brought up Catholics, maybe brought up in another faith or maybe with no faith, but to see them freely embracing the faith, choosing to be Catholic, it does something for us.
The group of diverse adults represents the Diocese of Immigrants, and as such, Vicar for Evangelization and Catechesis, Father Joseph Gibino, says this year's rite of election reflects that.
We're doing something for the first time this year. One of the readings, the first reading, will be done in Chinese because we have now such an international community that many of the newly baptized will be from parts of Asia.
One such journey is Xu Zhensong. She was born in China and came to the U.S. as a student. She's converting so she can marry in the church and has been studying since September.
I was so excited because my family doesn't have this religion and I have no background. But since I learning, I feel wow, the Catholic as a God is like very, it's a new world to me.
And while the Diocese of Brooklyn is happy to see the church grow, Bishop Brennan says this day isn't about the amount of people preparing to be baptized.
It's not about numbers, it's about people who are encountering Jesus Christ and encountering him through the sacramental life of the church. And to see that that's happening is a source of great hope for us.
Next weekend, the Diocese of Brooklyn will welcome more than 200 candidates. Those are people who have been baptized in either the Catholic or the Christian faith and will receive the sacraments of the communion and confirmation at the Easter Vigil. Jess?
Katie, how exciting for these catechumens. What are they going to be doing to prepare ahead of the Easter Vigil?
Well, right now it's a time of preparation for them that includes study, prayer, and spiritual direction. And that doesn't stop after, at the Easter Vigil. Once they are baptized between Easter and Pentecost, they will enter a period that enables them to go deeper into the mysteries of our faith. Jess?
Thank you. We look forward to seeing even their next step after that. Thanks, Katie. You can read more about Sunday's rite of election by going online to thetablet.org. If you would like to start your own journey to joining the Catholic faith, all you have to do is head down to your local parish to find a church near you. Go to thedioceseofbrooklyn.org and click on the Parish Finder in the upper right-hand corner. Young Catholics from around the diocese spent their Friday night locked in a church. The annual retreat at St Aquinas Parish in Flatlands, Brooklyn, saw 100 middle schoolers and high schoolers staying up all night, celebrating their faith with a holy hour and mass. Pastor Father Dwayne Davis led the lock-in, which also included discussions and games centered around reconnecting with your faith and each other. A Catholic community in Virginia is grieving after a volunteer firefighter was killed in a house explosion last Friday. The mourners in Sterling on Sunday turning to prayer as they try to make sense of the tragedy.
It's our regular 5:30 Mass that we come to.
Regular Sunday night Mass at Christ Redeemer Catholic Church in Sterling, Virginia, carrying extra weight tonight for the people in this community.
It's heartbreaking.
2 days after one of their own was killed in the line of duty when a home exploded.
It seemed very important to give them some space where they could be together, and we want to try and make it as informal as possible.
As first responders sat inside with the words Sterling Volunteer Fire Company written across their backs. The same words fallen firefighter Trevor Brown wore too. Pastor Joel Jaffe stresses the need for unity at a time of great loss.
How important it is during times of tragedy that we don't isolate, that we come together, and that's exactly what they did.
Naturally, it's a tough time for the company and the community.
Sterling Volunteer Fire Company Chief David Short says the past 2 days have been anything but easy.
Mr. Brown was a great member of the Volunteer Fire Company. I served with him on my crew for quite a while. His loss is a major one for our company and for the community.
But even in times of devastation, the job must continue.
I have a lot of folks still on duty. We're still maintaining fire protection for the folks in Sterling, so we still have a job to do. And so a lot of my team is still out there doing the job.
He saved lives, and he cost his life.
They are in our prayers.
Yeah, we are praying for the family of the fallen firefighter.
Funeral services for Trevor Brown have yet to be announced. A massive reparation was offered at St Patricks Cathedral Saturday. The directive from New York Cardinal Timothy Dolan came 2 days after a funeral mass was celebrated there for a transgender activist. According to a statement by the cathedral's rector, Father Enrique Salvo, there was, quote, scandalous behavior at the service. Father Salvo went on to say the cathedral only knew that friends and family were requesting a funeral mass for a Catholic, and they had no idea the prayers would be degraded in such a, quote, sacrilegious and deceptive way. Catholics in Los Angeles are mourning the grim 1-year anniversary of the killing of Auxiliary Bishop David O'Connell. The Irish-born bishop was found shot and killed in his home in Hacienda Heights, a Los Angeles suburb, on February 18, 2023. Police say Carlos Medina, whose wife was a housekeeper for Bishop O'Connell, originally admitted to the killing, but he pleaded not guilty at a March 2023 arraignment. He's expected to face trial later this year. Now to the terror happening in the Holy Land, Israel is ordering new evacuations in 2 neighborhoods of Gaza City. This as the World Food Program has halted deliveries in the north, saying their teams are facing looting, hungry crowds, and gunfire in recent days. The fighting in northern Gaza has severely hindered aid deliveries. The United Nations is warning the 300,000 in the area are facing starvation. Despite the war happening around them, the only Catholic church in Gaza is still holding masses. But the pastor of Holy Family Church, Father Gabriel Romanelli, says the basic materials needed to make the Eucharistic bread have become scarce. As a result, Father Romanelli says they have started using the body and blood of Christ sparingly.
At the beginning of the war, for 2.5 months, we had 2 masses, at dawn and at dusk. But now we have to save the bread and wine because wine is also not available. But it wasn't even in peace times, because for different cultural and legal reasons, it is prohibited. So wine is brought twice a year, once by the nuncio and once by the patriarch or the bishop. And we use it in small doses, now literally in little drops.
The parish has been making the communion bread in-house. Both religious and lay people gather the ingredients, prepare the dough, and shape the bread to be consecrated during Mass. Finally, tonight, you could have the opportunity to explore Rome's catacombs. The burial sites of the early Christian communities in Rome will be open to the public on March 2nd as part of the Pontifical Commission for the Sacred Archaeology's Day of the Catacombs. That day will see guided tours, musical concerts, and lectures, all free of charge. The catacombs were dug underground during the height of Christian persecution and include the tombs of many early popes, martyrs, and Christian families. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Jessica Easthope. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.